How rich are you? I mean, financially, are you comfortable rich? Are you so rich that you don't even know what to do with your money half the time? Are you, I wish I had more rich? How rich are you? Because the thing that people constantly come to me about is wanting more finances. And when you ask the questions, the answer is always the same thing, or at least a variable of this very same thing, which is I want the freedom. The freedom to be able to do what I want to do in life. I want the freedom to be able to go on vacation. I want the freedom to be able to be with my family. I want freedom. Okay, I'm with you on that one. Listen, a human being, anyone who walks the face of this planet, and by the way, it's being, not a human doing, just saying. And when you learn how to be authentically you and authentically me, when you learn how to be a human being, then all the things that you do will function in that joy of wanting to be free, but will also allow you to actually be free. Because here's the point of the matter, is that we all are going to encounter pain at some point in time. Suffering is optional. Think about that for a second. Suffering is optional. Why aren't we, if we're not in the financial position we want to be in, why are we not reprogramming our brains and our hearts right now? Because whatever scenario you're in at this very moment is a complete product of your belief system, of who you believe you really are. No, you don't understand. I don't need to understand what anyone's gone through, because at any point in time, you can choose. The reality is that everything that we see around us is a projection of what we are, who we are. On the inside is what we see on the outside. Two people can watch the very same action happen and give two different accounts of that action, because one person sees it through their perspective and somebody else sees it through another perspective. So maybe we got to make those changes on the inside. Like I say, it's time to heal. Healing is crucial, and it takes being honest with ourselves enough to say, I really do want to be free. I want to be set free, because once you get set free of mindsets and programming that you've got in your brain, you can be the superstar that you really are, that you were created to be. You were created to be free and to be a superstar and to lack nothing. Lack shouldn't even be on your lips. You don't have a desire or a need for certain things because you're constantly being fulfilled. It's like I don't have I don't have time to expect things, because I am constantly receiving the very things that I desire. And the joy is recognizing that being set free, healing, is the key to all of this. We're getting to that 3-minute mark, so I'm going to keep going. You can watch the rest of the video in the link below. And I got to say that the ability to sit with yourself for a moment, to align with the divine, as I always say, gives you the opportunity to heal. But so many of us don't want to face this. We don't want to function in it. And also sometimes we care so much about other people's feelings that we don't allow our own feelings to be set free. And it is really important. And we got to get to a place in life where we cannot allow other people to lie about us, and we can't lie to ourselves either. It's really important. Find where it is in the areas that you need to be set free. How do I know what the areas are that need to be set free? Whatever pisses me off. If something pisses you off, there's an area you need to be set free in. Wait, what? And here's what I love about being perturbed about something. Usually, you have this desire to fix that thing, and you might be the very person to come up with the most perfected solution to a problem that not only you are facing on a regular basis or that bothers you, but that bothers a whole lot of other people. Oh, gee, you might be extremely wealthy from this solution that all stems from the ability to want to be free. It's funny when people like to blame everybody else. I'm in awe when I get blamed for things that, one, I didn't do, or two, out of pure jealousy on the other person's part, or just a way to wedge me out of a situation. I'm so in awe. And I used to really take it to heart and think, oh my goodness, I'm going to be even kinder and nicer and more gentle and more loving. And I'm just going to wait, because hurting people hurt people. There's got to be a point in time where you say to yourself that you no longer are going to be that punching bag. You no longer are going to be that doormat, and that you can be a healthy person and choose to love you as well as love those who may not be as kind to you, who may not want you to succeed, who may not want you around, who may push you down on a regular basis, who may lie about you. Learn to be in a position to love yourself enough to say, you know what, I'm putting up a boundary. And the boundary is not for them. The boundary is for you. Boundaries are not for other people. Other people don't, honor your boundaries. They don't even know you have them unless you live them, because the boundary is for you. So you know when somebody is doing something that's not helpful to you, that's hurtful to you. Listen, there are times when you're to blame. I'm to blame. But if you're not to blame in a situation, you've got to stand up for you. And even if you don't have things that bother you, but you just don't like where you are in life, you've got to acknowledge why. Why? Why is it that you're not enjoying the very life that you have? What is that all about? At what point do we have that peace and that contentment? At what point are we continually fulfilled? At what point do you not feel the need? And by the way, you never need to tell somebody about themselves. Ever. Ever. Walk away. Walk away. And don't worry about those who have lied about you, who have said things to other people about you that's not true. Don't worry about it. It all comes out. The truth always comes out. It may bother you to the point where you're like, I have to. And if you have to, that's your journey. And there's going to be consequences that go with that, because the battle and the fight of somebody who doesn't want you around, the battle and the fight of somebody who's willing to lie about you, the battle and the fight who's willing to put wedges between people who are supposed to love each other, that is not a battle that I have any desire to take on anymore in life, because I don't think like that. I don't function like that. And if other people do, you have to decide if you want to be a part of that battle or not. And if you really want freedom, then focusing on other people's issues is not going to get you there. It's about looking within and finding out, where is it within me that I'm not forgiving me or forgiving them? Because you do got to forgive them. You don't have to forget what they've done. Nope. You do not. As a matter of fact, I suggest you remember it so you don't let them do it again to you. I lived decades of, you got to forgive and you've got to forget and you've just got to let it be. It's such BS, because the people will keep doing it to you over and over and over again. And if you do not put up a boundary for yourself, then there's nobody else to blame but ourselves. And if we're not going to choose to be free, there's nobody else. The man's not keeping us down. The job's not keeping us down. Other people cannot keep you down. Nobody can keep you down. It's about deciding that you choose to want to be free. And when you decide you want to be free, you honestly look at who you are and the things that we do and how we use our time and how today, in this moment, right here, right now, because this is all we have is now. The past is the past. It only lives in your brain. The future only lives in your brain. The now is all we actually have. And by the way, you don't need to put these things on anybody else. If you don't believe that, just change the channel to something else. But understanding that now is all that you have, and in this moment, right this second, you can choose love. You can stop being angry at that person that you're angry with. You can stop being upset at what so-and-so did to you. You can stop being whatever it is you want to stop being if you allow yourself to be a human being and be still. Be still and allow yourself to, when the thoughts come in, oh my gosh, it's the most beautiful thing to recognize that you can allow thoughts to just come in and go out. Wait, just like, yes. Because if you let the thought play on the loop, and play on the loop, and play on the loop, you're stuck in the loop. And you cannot be free when you're stuck in the loop. And when you realize that you are completely responsible for your reality, you realize you can make any change you want, and you can be who you are supposed to be, the superstar you were created to be. You were created for a purpose. For a time such as this, you were born for this very moment. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. Not sure fearfully is the word that I would use in translation in that regard, but you're wonderfully made. And now is the time to be able to decide if you want to heal or if you want to stay in hate. If you want to heal or you want to stay in unforgiveness. If you want to heal or you want to be right. Which one is it? Because when we decide to be free, That freedom allows everything, including that money, to come in the direction you need to come in. The freedom to be able to do the thing you want to do in life that actually brings you your finances. Oh, how cool is that? The ability to be able to have the friends you want to have, the ability to be around the people that encourage you, that love you, that want you around. I think it's so interesting that so many of listen, I love every single one of my clients who have ever walked through, but my goal is to have the highest turnover client rate possible. You want to know why? I don't need people to rely upon me to get through their life. I understand that I am here for this part of their journey to give them tools to be able to not only get through this portion of the journey, but now to function in a way that they can continue on and grow and build from that. And if they need me again, yay, come around, let's say hey. But you don't need me all the time. You don't need anything outside of you because you've been given everything that you need on the inside of you. And the quicker we learn this, the quicker we realize this, the easier it is to walk through this journey and to live your dream. You can't live your dream unless you are healed and whole. And there's a lot of people that appear to be living their dream, but they're not healed and they're not whole. And that's the problem. So they look a certain way on the outside, but when they're all by themselves, they are a dang disaster. You don't want that. You want it to be that when you are all by yourself, it's the best. You just love being with you. You love being you. You are just like you are obsessed with you. Not from what's that word when you just oh my gosh, I can't think of the word. Anyway, not in a way in which you are conceited. There's the word. Took me a minute. Hello. Not in a conceited way, in a way in which you are so appreciative that you were created, that you're here, that you get to live this life. And we do it in a way in which is honoring to the one that created us, to ourselves, and remember. We want to remember why we are here. If we really think it's just to get up and do the same old thing every single day, all day, every day, okay. What if you do that with joy? So doing the same thing every day is not a problem. That's not a problem at all. That can be fantastic. And I do mean fantastic in a fantasy-like way. Because if you do it because you love it, that's wonderful. There's so many things I want to say. I think I'm going to wait for the next video to talk more about this, but just choosing to be free is who we authentically are. Authentically we, authentically you, authentically me. Just choose that you want to be the person, the superstar that you were created to be. Just choose this. How do I choose this? How do I know? I'm going to do a whole series so that it's not about step-by-step instructions because everybody is different as far as where they are in their journey and what they need to be set free. But there's some very simple tasks that definitely allow all of us to be in the place to receive the information that you need for you specifically, tailored perfectly for you to be set free, that allow you to see the areas that you're stuck and give you the wisdom to know how to be free in these areas. And there are certain things that we can do to help us to get to that place so that the information that you need, you'll have. I'm going to do that this week. That's what I'm going to work on this week. I'm going to get that series together and do that because this is day 32 of Radiate 80 and it's the best thing I have ever done is given myself the time to be authentically me every day and choose me. Choose me. When I say I choose me, if I and my creator are one, if God and I are one, then I'm choosing God. I'm choosing we, right? And when we do that, and whether it's the universe, God, I'm so done with religious divisions. I'm so done with all of it. I am here for humanity. I am here for all of us. It doesn't matter if you believe something different than the next person believes. How about just being free? How about loving your well, not just your mankind is what I was trying to say, but you should love your man too. Yes, you should. You should love your man. You should bless your man. You should You should talk up your man. You should give him all the love that he needs. You should honor him. You should be lifting him up. Oh my goodness. That's the joy of being in a great relationship, is that I don't need to be in a relationship, or I don't need anything from anybody else. Everything I have is already within me, and that your spouse or your partner, or whomever it might be, he or she does not need anything from you. They want you. You want them. You know they want you. I'm not sure how that song goes, but just popped in my head. I'm just saying, isn't that the kind of relationships that we want in life? That people want to be in relationship with you. They don't need you for anything. They're not using you for anything. They're not only good to you when you're doing good. That kind of junk, right? I don't tell nobody nothing about how well I may or may not be doing, because I don't want people to be around me for that reason. I want you to be around me because you feel the authenticity, you feel the vibe, you feel the frequency, you want that. And yeah, man, if you genuinely are vibing that, or you're already that, and we just are, vibing together, yay. It's that we want. It's that kind of freedom. That when you get up in the morning, that smile on your face is legit. That peace is so good. And you literally say, what are we going to do today? Wait, what? And how are we going to do it? When you're free, when you're choosing to be completely free, to be completely whole and healed, you can't help but enjoy the day, the week, the month, the year, the life. You can't help it. It's perfection. Not because you're always happy, but because you're always in a place of recognizing that pain might be something that we all have to endure, but suffering is optional. Yeah, I love that. I think Alan Watts said that. I'm not sure who said that, but it's so good. It's so good. Pain is inevitable in any situation if you're a human being walking the face of the planet. But suffering is optional. And what is this whole woe is me? Why? Put on your big girl panties. Let's make this work. Seriously. Oof, it is so warm in here. All right, y'all. I love you, and I mean it. I really do. I love you. Love you, love you. And I'm looking forward to this next series. Just being free, being healed, being whole. Let's do this. And I've actually started to figure out how to pull together this whole Authentically We community that I'm trying to pull together. So hopefully by next week, I'll have more info about that as well. Anywho, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day or night or whatever time you're seeing this. And until next time, shine.